The elite's new currency will become the next global reserve. Forget Bitcoin. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we're going to talk about what's going to happen if the US dollar collapses. Will the elites try to steal your hard-earned money? Moreover, what would then be the next global reserve? The rise of anti-fiat sentiment worldwide has caused a flood in substitute variants of wealth preservations. And with national banks and governments proceeding with their cash printing onslaught, protecting your purchasing power through radical means will probably gain popularity in the following decade. The strong US dollar could survive for a long time to come, and by then, the world will be a very different place. It would most likely have a new government, different culture, a new society, and a different lifestyle. Yet, whatever the future holds, the elite's money-related plan stays as before. However, in the next economic collapse, if you've done a good job to safeguard your real wealth, you won't care whether the state starts seizing assets by any means necessary. So, when the US dollar eventually implodes, if you think this 21st century US administration will not seek after your valuable metals stash, you're in for a surprise when the debtor-in-chief's sound cash hit crew thumps down on your door, clears your safe, and offers you nothing as an exchange. For the elites to make a new monetary paradigm, they'll use any excuse to attempt to take your well-deserved money. Folks, how about we be sensible? The possibility that the elites will unexpectedly accept money with sound money principles is a much crazier situation to hold. We must realize that Bitcoin is contrary to their plan, and they won't ever allow it to replace the fiat money framework. This doesn't mean the crypto development will stop. In reality, this is just the beginning, and aside from bringing down the power structures that have overwhelmed the monetary world for quite a long time, it will satisfy the remainder of its aims and purposes. The elites have attempted to dishonor, hack, and even take over Bitcoin. Maniacal tycoons have attempted to benefit from it and go through it to boost their ego. However, here we are. The most recent years have shown that decentralized cash frameworks have stood defiant and won't blur into the shadows at any point in the near future. However, it's evident that the financial elites can't stop a decentralized money upheaval, as this development has developed quickly, showing up on all types of established press, in each magazine, on each radio broadcast, and on each news channel. Somehow, the elites have come to acknowledge that they won't ever have to boycott or outlaw digital currencies. Since the beginning, the training systems have turned us against sound money and economics. While the elite's story machine persuades us that the national banks printing cash and governments giving free cash is normal, we become easygoing and compliant to their framework. We become debt slaves, taking on mortgages, automobile advances, and MasterCards to support trivial industrialism and to upgrade our public personas. We're programmed to desire the unachievable, not the basic life, and this is everything sound money remains against. As the elites have suspended economic gravity for over a century, present-day culture still can't seem to arrive at the end of the societal complacency cycle, one that has repeated since the time people invented economics and business. Currently, we're at the finish line of this cycle. As the agreement with the sound money community says that gold-backed digital currencies are the best type of commodity money, gold-backed fiat currencies are the best type of elastic cash, and Bitcoin is the best type of advanced free-floating cash. The future money worldview will be dictated by the majority valuing digital over physical, Bitcoin over gold, in the next collapse. The reality is that this talk just happens inside communities and not in the mainstream. On the outside, the future money-related fight isn't Bitcoin versus gold, it's fiat versus gold. Most of us won't ever get onto how the fiat framework makes monetary repression and how sound money pledges to eliminate it. Eventually, people will wake up to the elite's monetarily oppressive system, which will fuel an ever-expanding feeling of both difference and doubt from a small piece of society. Bitcoin and other crypto developments like decentralized finance will keep on giving individuals an escape from the cheap money status quo. In any case, if you talk with someone who is unsure about crypto, They won't say that they haven't contributed due to its characteristics and how it beats the fiat money framework on practically each level. They'll say they never contributed in light of the fact that it's a bubble or it's utilized by lawbreakers. These, conveniently, are similar arguments to the narrative machine and the elites at the IMF and the national banks overall affirm each day. They won't ever be open to the genuine advantages of Bitcoin. They won't ever promote an option in contrast to the fiat framework. All things being equal, they'll put forth their best effort to advance fiat cash and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. If they keep the majority from questioning the financial history, the cheap money status quo as usual will win. $5 will consistently be $5 to purchase Starbucks. $100 will consistently be $100 to enjoy uncontrolled industrialism. The only possible way Bitcoin plays a predominant part on the worldwide stage, turning into the world's global reserve currency, is if by some marvel, the genuine motivations to claim Bitcoin becomes widespread information. The big reveal. But since the narrative machine has been intended to peddle the contrary plan that cryptographic forms of money are exclusively a speculative bubble, a get-rich-quick scheme without mentioning any of its underlying basics or how it enhances the fiat framework, this won't ever happen. The only way for truth to penetrate the story is for the elites to tell the truth and command everybody to watch a 10-minute pro-Bitcoin public transmission, expressing how the fiat framework has oppressed them for ages and that Bitcoin will assist with dismantling the capitalist machine. Obviously, they won't let this happen. Even if it did, the majority part has become so doubting of anti-mainstream, antagonist perspectives and voices, most will trust it was a parody or a trick. However, this won't prevent Bitcoiners from hodling and worldwide residents from leaving the legacy financial system to acquire a positive investment funds rate in DeFi, developing their cash over the long haul as the crypto development gains a steadily expanding measure of newcomers. Elon Musk and others have presented the mainstream to the advantages of crypto, pumping it on most news sources from Twitter to CNBC. All things considered, these big reveals didn't open the majority to the heartfelt message of sound money. We should think ambitiously, yet expect to be baffled. All the information and all the big reveals have been free, public, and unhindered forever. However, the elite's control of the narrative machine implies the majority won't ever find reality with regards to the cheap money status quo as usual, not to mention the other options.